Can you hear me at the back? Hello? Great. Thank you. Thank you. The hall is very full today. There are available spaces I can see around. Certainly at the front here. There's a couple over there. There's 3 or 4 over here. Please come in if you would like to. Carol will direct you to the various seats. You'll definitely see it and hear it clearer. Great. Well, welcome to the concert today. We're really glad that you could join us. If this is your first time here, a special welcome to you. The choir rehearses here at Hayes Lane Baptist Church, a community that gathers here every Sunday and share the good news about Jesus Christ. If you're curious about what we believe in, we invite you to look at some of the literature that is at the back of the church, including a newly revised version of the Gospel of Mark. Please feel free to help yourself. Now, a couple of notices from me. We're not expecting a fire alarm, but if it does sound, please make your way to the nearest exits at the back there and on my side. Now, some of you were here, I'm sure, at the Christmas concert. I already am getting the laughter, because if you were at the Christmas concert, I made a slight, I don't know how I would term it, but a linguistic mishap, a faux pas, because I said, if you need the toilet, please use the alleyway. It's a running joke. It gets better each time. I didn't quite finish my sentence before the room erupted in laughter. So 6 months on, this is my redemption. And I wrote it down. So if you do need to use the toilet during the concert, Simply walk along the side of the church and through the door, and you'll find the restrooms on the ground and first floor. I have waited 6 months to say that, so I'm glad I got through it. Good. Well, I'm going to hand over to Johnny now. We hope you enjoy this afternoon's performance and the spirit of community that brings us all together today. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's brilliant to see a room full of people. This is what we love. There are people tuning in as well, I think, via the live stream from locally and even as far away as Florida, I believe. This is the place to be, not Centre Court, you know. The Hayes Community Singers concert. If you've seen the flyers, you'll know that the theme of this concert is going to be songs from the musicals. And when I started thinking about what that entailed, I thought, we've got a problem here. Because there are just so many great tunes to choose from. Where do you possibly get a shortlist for a concert to put together from show tunes? So to be honest, what we've done is we've pushed the boat out. We've upped our level. We're actually going to have 16 songs today from the shows. Now, the choir are panicking because they think, well, hang on, we've only got 12. We're also going to hear 4 different solos as well. Now, I'm not going to weary you with the backstory of every single song. We'd be here all evening if I did that. So the info will be on the screen as we go through. You can see where the song comes from, which show it was, who wrote it, all that stuff. The first medley we're going to give you, I thought, is there anything that links these songs together? And I thought, well, actually, there isn't a way. Each song comes at a moment in the show when the main characters have come through a very torrid time and have reached a place of calm assurance. So, on that positive note, we're going to start by going to Victorian London, and you'll be listening in to a few street sellers selling their wares.
Stress
To say we are excited about this concert. We love these songs and we love just singing them together. Even if there wasn't a concert to practice for, I think we'd still meet up to do it. Now, it's great when things come together, isn't it? Our next two soloists, I didn't give them any brief, any sort of hint or tip. Just come up with a song that you'd like to do from the shows. And along came one, and they'd like to do Rodgers and Hammerstein, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. Okay, so we'll hear that. And then the other singer came to me and said, well, could we do some Enchanted Evening? I thought, well, how about that? Let's put them both together and have morning and evening. So first of all, we're going to have Odessa sing Oh, What a Beautiful Morning, and then Steve and Sandra are going to come up for the evening song. So Odessa.
Do you want it?
Okay.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on a meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's arm, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking his eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The bees are so busy, they don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, now, oh, what a beautiful day.
Thank you. Now, Steve and Sandra are going to come and sing, or Sandra's going to sing, Steve's going to play, some Enchanted Evening. Now, I knew Steve and Sandra when they were a widower and a widow, and before they knew one another. And in some small way, God used me to introduce them to each other. And, well, the rest was history. And so I think about 17 years ago, a wedding took place and I was the best man. And on the reason I'm saying this mainly is because as the reception was in process, Steve got to the piano and Sandra took to the stage, and this was the song that they sang. This is their wedding day song. And I can still see Steve in my mind's eye. He was like the cat that got the cream. And Sandra was desperately peering at the music because she hadn't got something to read from. But here we are again. So thank you. It's a treat to hear you again.
I always bring my accompanist with me. but somehow you see him again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing, you may hear him laughing across the crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of his laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give no reason, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear him call you across a crowded room, then fly to his side and make him your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found him, never let him go. Once you have found him, never let him go.
Thank you. George Gershwin made a staggering contribution to the world of music generally, and also the world of musicals and the Broadway shows, even though he had such a brief life, relatively speaking. But in the 1920s and 30s, he had a great body of musical works that he produced. And so it seems only right that we have a little bit of a selection from his repertoire for you this evening. So the choir are going to prepare by standing. And we have 3 items, which hopefully you'll know at least 2 or 3 of.
Fascinating rhythm, you got me on the go. Fascinating rhythm, I'm all of rhythm. What's the best you're making? The neighbors want to know why I'm always shaking, just like a rhythm. Each morning I get up with the sun to find that night the work has been done. I know that once you didn't matter, but now you do me wrong when you start to patter. I'm so unhappy. Don't you
Another prolific writer of musicals, Stephen Sondheim. So many of you will know several of his shows. His career spanned, I think, 6 decades. So really a phenomenal output that he had. And in this next song, we're going to hear as an instrumental, but the character that would sing this in the play is reflecting on their life and missed opportunities, essentially. But the melody is so good, it stands on its own merits. It's Send in the Clowns.
That was great, thank you. If you're a regular here at Hayes Lane Baptist Church, you'll know that we have a deep and ongoing connection with the Philippines. Some of our members have come from there to live and work in the UK, while others from our church have been sent out as missionaries. Those of us who have visited or stay informed about what goes on in the region out there will know it's a place of striking contrasts. Immense wealth on one hand, often unfortunately rooted in corruption, and heartbreaking poverty on the other. In cities like Manila, that poverty is impossible to ignore. Odessa and I were recently out there, and we only had to step outside one of the largest shopping malls to find ourselves surrounded by children on the streets, desperately seeking food. Jesus is clear to all of us: remember the poor and give generously. So today, in the spirit of generosity, and as a way of showing your appreciation for the choir and this afternoon's concert, we're inviting you to give to a cause that is close to many people's heart here at Hayes Lane. Every penny donated, there it is. Every penny donated will go directly to a children's home in Manila, run by Christian Compassion Ministries. These homes provide care specifically for young boys and young girls, many of whom have endured terrible suffering, some of the worst kinds of abuse inflicted by both local and foreign men. While I won't go into details today, please know that anything you do give helps to give them hope. These homes, and some of us in the church have visited these homes, are a place where boys and girls are loved, fed, clothed, given an education, and feel safe. There are donation boxes, I'm looking at the back of the room, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. Your gifts will make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. So I think one thing I knew right from the very beginning of thinking about a concert of musicals, there was one show that we absolutely had to have. And maybe some of you are already thinking, when are they going to do something from The Sound of Music? Just so popular, the songs are fantastic, the cast was wonderful, with Julie Andrews and the rest. So we're going to give you a short selection of 3 songs from there, starting with what I regard as one of the most perfect songs ever written, which is Edelweiss.
To me. roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, rounding the packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favourite things. Green-coloured ponies and crisp-apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, while geese that fly with the moon on their wings.
we're not done with The Sound of Music. Now, we haven't done this ever before, I don't think. We're going to have a solo, but we're going to encourage the whole room to become the choir. We want you to join in. I will try and help us with our entries, because this is something of an arrangement of Do, Re, Mi, all right? Mayumi's going to come and play the piano for us, and I think I can remember when to come in, but just look at me, Mayumi, if I'm wrong. Yes, adjust. Okay, we come to our last set of songs for this afternoon. And there was nothing really particularly that these songs had in common other than that they were just absolutely cracking tunes. We're going to hear a hauntingly beautiful song. I didn't know it until we started researching musicals. It's a song called Sunrise Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof. And the setting of it is at a Jewish wedding. And really you're hearing the thoughts of the parents, the mum and the dad, the friends and the family, as they watch their loved ones getting wedded. But we're going to start the set off in a flurry with I Could Have Danced All Night. Please listen out in this arrangement for the ladies who are kind of telling the men off in a rather waspish kind of way. It took us ages to get it right, so listen out for that bit particularly.
little girl I carry? Is this the little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she grow to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Wasn't it yesterday when they were small? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly for the days, seeming turn overnight to starflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. What words of wisdom can I give them? How can I help to ease their way? Now they must learn from one another, day by day. They look so natural together, just like two newlyweds should be. Is there a melody in store for me? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly for the days, seeming turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and
So I've been thinking about musicals a lot this term, and it got me thinking, what makes for a good musical? You need the catchy tunes. You need those earworms that you go away singing and you can't get out of your head. And you need a good story as well. It needs to have a good plot. And when I looked at some of the stories behind the songs of the ones you've heard this evening, I found out that pretty much they all had a common thread running through them all. Does anybody want to venture a guess? What could that thread possibly be? Yeah, okay, I think we all said it. Yeah, the pursuit of love, basically, whether that's a romantic love or a family love or a friendship love. It's the pursuit of love. And it's really that, I think, when we're watching a story unfolding, there's a magnetism to it, isn't there? What's going to happen? Are they going to get together? Will it work out? And normally it's the sort of high point of the musical or the film when it finally does. But there are some musicals where it doesn't work out. My Fair Lady. You know the ending of My Fair Lady? You've got Professor Higgins. He's been teaching Eliza Doolittle. It's from the I Could Have Danced All Night. That song's from that show. And he realises near the end of the show that he's fallen in love with Eliza Doolittle. But he thinks he's missed his chance. And he returns home and he's sitting on his own thinking about the fact that he's lost his opportunity. When round the corner comes Eliza Doolittle. The stage is set for the perfect moment. And Professor Higgins says, "Eliza, there you are." And then he suppresses his emotions and he says, "Now, where are my slippers?" And then it says, "The end." Now, some people might think that's a clever ending, bit of suspense. For me, that's a dreadful ending. That kind of ending haunts me for days. I'm out of sorts for days after that. And to the extent that Carol, she says to me, "Johnny, don't watch that one. It just will not do you any good. You'll be a bad person for it." Well, that's relatively trivial. Whether a character in a show ends up with the person you want them to, whether they declare their love for each other. But what about God's love? Is God's love clear? Does he love me? Well, before I even go any further, I feel like I just have to say, yes, he does. He does love you. He loves you more than I can possibly try and express right now. But how do we know? Is there something substantial? Is there a bit of proof that we can point to say, yes, I can know that? Well, a few months ago, we held a Thanksgiving service here in the church for one of our former members who would sing with us. And as part of the Thanksgiving service, we had a song that was sung from Les Mis. And it's probably your favourite song from the show, Bring Him Home. And it was a wonderful performance, a lovely moment, lovely tribute. Bring Him Home. It's sung by one of the main characters, really as a prayer for a young man. And this is what he says in his song. I'm not going to sing it. I'll just read it out to you. He's praying, saying, "Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he's only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die, but let him live." Very moving song, and heroic in the sentiment behind the words. This man prays as though he doesn't care for his own life. He would be happy if he should die, if it could mean that the man that would be his future son-in-law could live. Compare that prayer with the prayer of Jesus, where he prays for those who are putting him to death. "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing." The Bible says that the demonstration of God's love, if you want to know what God's love looks like, if you want to know if God loves you, this is what it says. He demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. If you like, that's the most tangible evidence of God's love for us. He gave his son to die for us. He didn't wait for me to do something good first. Whilst I was still a sinner, he did that for me. He took the initiative. He took the first step. Now, for you, that may seem just like another good story. Another reason for a good show. And there have been shows and there have been films made just like that. But if it's to do us any good at all, it needs to be more than just a show which is out there that you can watch. It has to be something which has grabbed you in your heart. I wonder if anyone here has travelled from Croydon today. Yes? Oh, I expected that to be a no. Of course, yes. Yeah, or how many people here have ever driven through central Croydon? Well done. Now, if you've ever managed to do that without incurring some kind of a fine or penalty, then you deserve a medal, because there was a time when I used to routinely hear from the borough of Croydon about some kind of driving thing, mishap that I'd had. Anyway, this is going back many years, you understand. I've put all that behind me now, but I received once a letter about going down a bus lane. And I thought, well, this is easy. I did that totally in ignorance. I wrote a letter back. I thought, they're bound to like this. I wrote back saying, well, it was a dark night, and it was raining, and you know how that makes things hard to see when it's raining. And it was no advantage to me at all. I wasn't trying to take a shortcut or anything. I just happened to find myself on the bus lane. And they cordially wrote back and said, I'm sorry. You were in a bus lane. The signs were there. You did it. Now, I thought I'd keep, hold my ground. And I didn't respond to that letter. And they sent me another one. And that happy little offer of half price, it went up to 120 or whatever it was. I thought, no, I'm going to hold out. I've heard about people that do this. You just don't answer, and then they get disinterested. So I tried to do that. But there were more letters, and the letters started to talk about bailiffs. And the envelopes had these big red letters on the front of them. And it got to the point where my parents could see these letters. They were coming to our home address. And they intercepted the post, and they paid it. They paid it. They thought, this has gone too far, and they paid the fine. Jesus Christ is willing to pay your fine. The fine of all the things that you've done wrong in your life, whether it's things you've said or things you've done, things you've even thought. Jesus is willing to take that as a debt on himself. Let it be his. He'll take it from you so that you can be totally clear of any injury before God. That's what he's willing to do. He's willing to offer that gesture of love in the cross. This really is the greatest act of kindness and love that we could ever dream of. There's nothing that comes close. The cross is not just something that we see on top of our churches. I don't think this church has one, but there's something a bit like it in the window there, isn't there? It's not just a decoration on churches. It's not just something that we wear around our necks. The cross is actually God's clear declaration to say, I love you. And you can receive that love today. And there are some of you here this evening or this afternoon, wherever we are, still afternoon, who I might not ever see again. It's just one of those things. But may I just ask you, once and for all, do you know this love for yourself? Can you say, yes, I know, it's settled. God's love is upon me. He does love me. Because you can know that, really and truly, for yourself. We've got one final song for you now. After this, Daniel is going to come and say a few words. And then, sorry, it's a good time we're ending, isn't it? My friend Steve will then play a few show tunes to see us out. As you go and get some refreshments, do go around the back, have a chat, go and say hello to whoever brought you here. Okay, thank you for coming.
Joyful, joyful, Lord. God of glory, Lord of love. Hail the earth. No. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. Hail thee as the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin and sadness. Drive the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light. Fill us with the light. Oh, fill us with the light of day.
Well, can I say thank you so much to all of you for coming. One of the members of the choir shared with me yesterday that they had a nightmare that only 20 people showed up this afternoon and that they all left after the first two songs. So a concert is not a concert without an audience. So thank you so much for coming. We would like to offer you a free copy of Mark's Gospel, Good News for London. You'll see some of these scattered around as you go out the door or as you go out for refreshments. Please pick one up and take one. You're very welcome to take them and read them. As mentioned earlier, any money that is raised, donations that you'd like to give today, that will go to a charity that is based in the Philippines. And it just so happens that tomorrow morning at our regular Sunday morning church service, we have a visiting speaker who's from the Philippines. He's not from that particular organisation, but if you'd like to come and meet a man who's working amongst people in the Philippines, please do come tomorrow at 10:30. You'd be more than welcome. got a few thank yous to say. Thank you to all of those who've worked behind the scenes to make this event happen. There's lots of people who've done lots of different things. So thank you to everyone, to stewards, to people on the sound desk, to photographers, to the people who've coordinated all of that, particularly to Odessa and Mary. Thank you to all of you for your hard work to make this possible. Thank you to our soloists and our musicians. I don't think I caught who you all were, but there was Odessa and Steve and Sandra and Mary. And Mary, yes. And Mayumi, thank you, yes. And Stuart. That slipped through my net. I heard the guitar, but I didn't see you getting any credit for it. There you go. Stuart, thank you for playing. I think we should say a very big thank you to the man who orchestrates it all. You will have seen his name as arranged by Jonathan Gooch on lots of the slides for the songs. So, Johnny, for getting such a good sound out of this slot, thank you very much. Thank you. And last, but by no means least, someone told me that this was probably one of their hardest repertoires of songs that they've had to do, and certainly a lot of effort has gone into this. They are here every Tuesday rehearsing. I should say now that you've done your audition of Do Re Mi, so you're welcome to join. You've passed your audition, but they're here every Tuesday practicing, and the last couple of weeks, Fridays as well. They've put a lot of effort into performing these songs, and they've done such a wonderful job. So let's hear it one last time for the Hayes Community Singers.